Hello everyone, my today's presentation is on storage devices. The storage devices are termed as devices to store information on a permanent basis in a computer system. The word permanence here means that whenever required in the future, we should be able to retrieve the desired information which we have stored earlier in the computer system. And we should be able to preserve the information as long as we want in the storage device. So, today we are going to discuss the storage system based on magnetic disk, namely the floppy disk, hard drives and other systems. All the storage systems have some specific characteristics which are common across all the devices, such as consisting of a storage device and a storage medium. That means, this in storage system the storage device is different and the storage medium is different. Generally, the storage medium consists of a magnetic material and storage device protects that magnetic material. Another characteristics of storage device is the portability, volatility and also how data is accessed and how data is represented inside the storage system. Also, we are going to discuss the type of storage technologies and so on. The storage device typically holds the storage medium. The storage medium consists of a delicate magnetic material. It can be destroyed whenever it comes in contact with dust or any other tiny foreign particle. The storage devices are designed in a manner so as to protect the magnetic material or the storage medium inside it from dust or any foreign particle. Further, the storage devices can be internal, located inside the system unit, or they can be external, plugged into the external portion of the computer system through any port. Also, the storage devices these days can be remote. That means, they may not be attached to the computer, but they are connected to the computer through a network server or they may be connected to the computer through a Wi-Fi connection. The internal devices have the advantage of acquiring no additional disk space. That means, they are housed inside the computer system and are faster than their external counterparts. The external devices can be used with multiple computers or added to PC that has no room left inside its system unit. That means, let us talk about a small laptop or a small palm top. It cannot host a storage device. So, there is a connectivity of connecting the external devices to these small system units. The remote devices are accessed over a network in case of online storage systems accessed via the internet. They have the additional advantage of being able to be accessed from any PC that has an internet connection. That means, sitting on your desktop, you can access a remote storage device which is connected to your computer through an internet connection or through an intranet connection. Whenever the storage devices are connected to the computer system, whether internal or external, the letters of alphabet A, B, C, D are assigned to the storage device. The device is identified with this alphabet letter. Conventionally, the floppy drive is assigned the alphabet A and the hard disk is assigned alphabet C. This assignment is consistent from computer to computer. That means, all the computers traditionally conventionally assign a letter alphabet A to floppy drive, alphabet C to the hard disk drive. The rest of the devices like DVD drive, CD drive, flash drive are connected are assigned different alphabets. Flash drives are connected through the USB ports and are assigned other alphabets like F, G, H and onwards. The alphabets are assigned to the devices in the order by the computer, in the order of say A, B, C, D, E. The external devices are also called the portable devices. The storage media are non-volatile. That means, that whenever the power goes, the data and the information stored on the device is still there. When the power is turned on again for the data retrieval, it is in contrast to the random access memory RAM, which is volatile. The contents of the RAM are erased whenever the power goes. The storage devices are also characterized based on the access mechanism. Whenever the computer requests the storage device for any data or information, the device must find out the specific location where the data is stored. The procedure for accessing data is referred to as access mechanism. There are two basic access methods which are available. One is random and another is sequential. The random access, also called direct access, means that the data can be retrieved from any location on the storage medium in any order. Most PC storage devices which are in use these days, like hard disk drive, floppy disk drive, CD, DVD drives, are random access devices. With sequential access, the another access method as I described earlier, which is sequential access, the data can only be retrieved in the order in which it is physically stored on the medium. The example of such a storage device with sequential access is a tape drive. The computer tape drive is exactly similar to an audio cassette used earlier in the tape recorder system. However, these days both audio cassette as well as tape drive are considered obsolete because of the slower access and availability of cheaper and reliable alternatives in the form of flash drives and other backup storage devices. With the exception of the computers which are designed to use only network storage device, virtually all PCs these days come with a hard disk drive that is used to store most programs and data. Internal hard drives which are not designed to be removed unless they need to be repaired or replaced. The external hard drives typically connect to the computer via a USB port. Hard drives are not only used with the computers, but also are used with digital video recorders, game consoles, portable media players, digital camcorders, cars and more. Another important characteristics of storage device is the way they represent the data. I mean, there can be two ways to represent or understand about the hard disk storage system. One could be logical representation, another is physical representation. Anything such as a program, a letter, a photograph or a song is stored on the storage medium is referred to as file. Data files are also sometimes called as documents. That means, logically whenever we store any information inside the computer, it is in the form of files or documents. In short, the organization of information stored in a computer system as a file is called the logical representation. Meaningful file names are assigned to the information stored. For example, you are storing the photograph of an individual. That file name should be photo and name of the person. That means, it clearly conveys that file contains the photograph of such and such person. The advantage of assigning a proper file name is that whenever you store and then retrieve later, it is easier for you to remember that this file contains this information. Generally, the number of files in a storage system are in thousands and lakhs. Therefore, a better way of organizing files is in the form of folders and subfolders. For example, one folder may store files or information related to physics subject, and another folder may store files related to computer subject. These folders can have subfolders such as computer study material subfolder to contain files related to study material. The assignment subfolder may contain files related to assignments. The last year question paper subfolder may contain files related to last year question paper. Therefore, it is essential and important that your hard disk information should be classified in the form of folders and subfolders in exactly the same manner that in an office you keep record of all your information in appropriate files in various cabinets, right. Therefore, if the logical representation of data in the form of files, folders and subfolders is kept appropriate, it is easier for you to retrieve the information as and when needed later on. The another representation of hard disk is the physical representation. Physically, the hard disk drive store data magnetically. A hard disk consists of a large number of magnetic circular plates mounted on a shaft which rotates at a very high speed of several thousand revolutions per minute. They use read write heads to store and retrieve information. The magnetic information on a circular plate is organized in the form of concentric circles called tracks. The tracks are numbered 0, 1, 2 from outer concentric circle to inner concentric circle. One such track numbered I on every magnetic plate mounted on a shaft constitute cylinder number I for the hard disk storage system. In other words, it is the area on all of the hard disks inside the hard drive that can be accessed moving the read write access mechanism once it has moved to proper position. The number of tracks on a single disk is equal to the number of cylinders in the disk system. One read write head is mounted on every magnetic disk surface. These read write heads have radial motion on the disk as they move from one track to another, as they move from one concentric circle to another, from outer direction to inner direction or inner direction to outer direction. But all the heads are mounted on a common axis mechanism. This mechanism moves the heads in and out over the tracks together. That means, it is not possible in a hard disk subsystem that on one surface the disk read write head is located on track I, in another plate the disk read write head is located on track J. That means, all the read write heads of all the surfaces are always mounted on one track number. That means, this implies that all the tracks in a cylinder containing the data can be accessed at the same time. The disk read write head never touch the surface of the hard disk at any time, even during reading and writing. If at all a dust particle or foreign particle enters the disk and sits in between disk head and magnetic disk, it can rub the surface and permanently damage the disk head or destroy the information on the magnetic disk, creating bad blocks on the hard disk. Therefore, it is a common practice that backup of hard disk data should be regularly taken. These backup systems help to recover the lost data in the event of failure of hard disk. All the hard disks are formatted at the factory before they are sold. This formatting is needed to erase all the contents and to show that the hard disk is empty. Formatting erases the contents of the hard disk. Therefore, since it erases the contents of the hard disk, therefore, reformatting of the hard disk is not recommended once it is in use. However, under special circumstances, when the hard disk is infected with virus or it is damaged because of some dust particle, or there are bad or corrupt blocks are reported by the operating system, we may need to reformat the hard disk. The internal PC drives today are sized between 80 to 500 gigabytes. The external hard drive storage capacity is even higher and may be extended up to 2 terabyte. 1 terabyte is equal to 1000 gigabytes. Some hard drives also have built-in security feature such as fingerprint reader, that allows only the authorized users to access the drive. The wireless hard drives are also available, which are accessed from up to 100 yards away from the computer using a Wi-Fi wireless networking connection. Because of their sophisticated mechanical design, the magnetic disks spin at a rate of 5400 to 15,000 revolutions per minute. This high speed of revolution provide fast access to data. The total time it takes for a hard drive to read or write data is called the disk access time and requires the following 3 steps. The step number 1 is move the read write head to the cylinder that contains the desired data. I have explained earlier what I mean by the cylinder on the hard disk. The second step is to rotate the disk into the proper position so that the read write heads are located over the part of the cylinder to be used. The time taken for a particular read write head to locate the appropriate desired data is called the latency time. The third step is to transfer the data which is now identified to the computer system. The time taken is called the data transfer time. The time taken in the above 3 steps, seek time plus latency time plus data transfer time, overall is called disk access time, and out of these 3 different timings, the seek time is the maximum time. That means, the most of the time of disk access time goes in locating the read write head to the desired cylinder. These days, typically this disk access time is in the order of 10 milliseconds. However, this performance can be further improved with disk caching. A cache is a place to store something temporarily in the RAM. The memory is used in the disk caching and the memory is random access memory. The portion of the hard disk data which is most frequently accessed is placed in the cache. Whenever any user requests for the data and is found in the cache, it is directly given from the cache, resulting in the overall improvement in the performance of the cache. It is always advised to therefore, the cache can improve the performance. Now, another important aspect of the storage system is that we should regularly take the backup of the hard disk data, so that if the hard disk damages, we should be able to recover the lost data in the hard disk. Sometimes when the hard disk is damaged and you find it difficult to recover the data through the backup device, there are experts available to recover the data even from the damaged hard disk. Because in the hard disk the data is organized in the form of chain of references. If one of the references is lost, even the operating system finds it difficult to recover the data. But these data recovery experts are so smart that they understand all the information storage hierarchy and manually repair the references and chains and help you recover the data.